Welcome to the 2014 NAIA Baseball National Championship Opening Round Bracket Show, brought to you by Plan AI, the NAIA's Eligibility Center. I'm your host, Alan Grossbach, alongside Chad Waller, coming to you from the NAIA headquarters in downtown Kansas City, Missouri. Now, during the show, Chad and I will present the pairings for the 9 National Championship opening rounds. These games will be played out May 12th through the 15th at various host sites across the country. The format is a 5-team double elimination event with each of the 9 champions joining host Lewis Clark State at the 58th annual A-Vista NAIA Baseball World Series at Harris Field in Lewiston, Idaho.
Now, the Baseball World Series is always a tremendous and exciting event, due in large part to the commitment of our host, Lewis Clark State College and the Lewiston community. 2014 marks the 23rd time that Lewis Clark State has hosted this event. This year's World Series is scheduled for May 23rd through the 29th, with an if necessary game on May 30th. We're moments away from finding out who will be playing for the 58th annual World Series banner.
We're almost ready to unveil the National Championship opening round brackets, but before we do that, let's quickly explain how NAIA teams qualify for this event. Now, there are 2 ways to make the championship field. Teams can automatically qualify as a conference regular season champion, tournament champion, or tournament runner-up depending on the conference. Leagues with 10 or more schools receive 2 automatic berths, while conferences with less get 1. The other qualification method is by receiving an at-large berth. These are decided by using the final regular season coaches poll, which was announced earlier today. Overall, there are 31 automatic berths and 14 at-large berths that make up the 45-team championship field. Something else to mention is that each opening round has a bracket name that refers to the host location.
Now that you mentioned, Alan, how teams have qualified, let's jump right into the starting with the Kingsport bracket hosted by the Appalachian Athletic Conference. These are the pairings for the 5 teams playing in Kingsport, Tennessee.
Now, turning to the pairings in the Jackson bracket, hosted by Belhaven University, these are the pairings for the 5 teams playing in Jackson, Mississippi.
Let's look at the pairings in the Marion bracket, hosted by the Crossroads League. These are the pairings for the 5 teams playing in Marion, Indiana.
Moving down to Florida, we look at the Daytona Beach bracket, hosted by Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. These are the pairings for the 5 teams playing in Daytona Beach, Florida.
Let's turn our attention to the Montgomery bracket, hosted by Faulkner University. These are the pairings for the 5 teams playing in Montgomery, Alabama.
We jump over to Georgia for the Lawrenceville bracket, hosted by Georgia Gwinnett College. These are the pairings for the 5 teams playing in Lawrenceville, Georgia.
Moving on to the Shawnee bracket, hosted by Oklahoma Baptist University. These are the pairings for the 5 teams playing in Shawnee, Oklahoma.
Staying in the Midwest, we jump up to the Hutchinson bracket, hosted by Tabor College. These are the pairings for the 5 teams that will be playing in Hutchinson, Kansas.
And finally, moving to the West Coast in the Santa Clarita bracket, hosted by the Masters College. These are the pairings for the 5 teams playing in Santa Clarita, California. As we look at the opening rounds for baseball, we've got Lewis Clark State College as the host institution, welcoming all those 9 champions to Lewiston, Idaho. And of course, we've got Faulkner University, defending national champion, trying to repeat as the national champion. So good luck to all teams and safe travels.
Well, that puts a wrap on today's show, and on behalf of everyone at the NAIA, I also want to congratulate the schools, players, and coaches on a great season. For more information on the Baseball National Championship and the A-Vista NAIA World Series, visit the National Championship page on NAIA.org and follow along on Twitter via our NAIA_news account. Thanks for watching and have a good night.